All right, welcome. It's 2025. Just getting in the new year. I hope everyone survived. The New Year's Eve. I know it was probably a good time. I had a very good dinner at Alba in Quincy. That was nice. I had a few pops at the hotel bar. Rang in the new year. Just call it a day. So it was good times. Also went to the Fords for a pre-Alba drink. So got a nice steak. It was good. And speaking of steak, that's going to lead us to our next Thursday lock of the week. Lock of the week is Penn State. They're going to beat Notre Dame, no problem. Um, Penn State's a great team. Notre Dame, they played a team without a quarterback. You know, it doesn't matter. Penn State, they're ready to go. They're going to do it. They're going to pull it off. The lines right now is plus 102. Get on it. So Penn State money line lock of the week. That's all I'm going to say. The other lock of the week's Texas. Not Texas. What's their name? Unfortunately, Ohio State, they're playing like hell right now. And Texas barely beat freaking Arizona State, and what are you gonna do? Shout out Arizona State though. Even though they didn't win, it was definitely an MVP performance. That running back was puking on the sidelines, played his ass off. He really did a good job. Um, Dope of the day, among many dope of the days of the new year so far, goes to Georgia today. I mean, they just played like shit. Notre Dame took it to them. As much as it pains me to say that, but they did what they needed to do. They had a good running game, and special teams play with the kickoff at the end of the game. There's nothing more you can do about that, unfortunately. I wouldn't be remiss if we didn't talk about what happened on New Year's though in New Orleans. One of the big things about these attacks is that it seems that everyone is getting radicalized and whatnot, unfortunately. And there should have been barriers in place, especially on Bourbon Street at like on New Year's Eve. I think that should just go without saying. Um, you know, Obviously, I mean, the whole thoughts in Paris, but definitely the cops, first responders, and whatnot. Who tried to save as many people as they could. Definitely the MVPs. I mean, that video of all the cops on just running towards the scene without any fear is pretty captivating and whatnot. It's just it's a sad statement on society when people can't go out on New Year's and just don't have to worry about getting ran over by some fool, some jabroni. Um, that guy hopefully is yeah, it's just sad. So we all love Noah. I've never been there myself, but we're thinking of the French Quarter right now, Bourbon Street, and all the victims. One of them was like an 18-year-old kid, awful, but it's just sad, man. Got to be better as a society, really do. Anyway, another dope of the day is there's the guy at the bar at the Fours in Quincy. He lost his like earbud somehow. It was like a massive search undertaken for it. The guy, he dropped it. It was black. The floor was black, so it was like impossible to find this thing. I told him to get a broom because obviously you sweep it up. I figure it's probably the easiest way. He didn't like take my advice. Instead, he walked out without an earbud. And that shit's expensive. It's just I don't know what he was thinking. I think he needs to look inward, like a lot. You know, I mean, if you're losing things after like two drinks at the freaking Forest, I mean, should you really be going out on New Year's Eve? Probably not. All right, Patriots news today. Drake May is going to be starting. Hmm. I mean, I understand Buffalo. Kansas City has the number one seed wrapped up, and whatnot. But it's just I don't think there's any reason for May to start. He almost got concussion last week, and Buffalo's defense is going to be licking their chops. The Patriots season's by all means is over. Why are we risking injury to this guy? Just have Jacoby play it out and just do what you need to do. Probably no one's going to be there in Foxborough anyway, so and if they are, I mean, God bless you, because you're definitely a very loyal fan if you are. Um, let's see. Shout out to what was it? Shout out to the Marriott. That it's a nice room. Another dope of the day goes to the wedding party who couldn't open the door. They were a couple of doors down from me, and at the Marriott, they were struggling to open the doors. They were swearing at each other, basically acting like buffoons. I don't. I mean, I think we've all definitely had one too many after a wedding, but I don't really think it's that hard to operate a fucking key card for a Marriott. So yeah. Also, dope of the day goes to the Marriott because their parking the parking meters weren't working, and they weren't reading credit cards. So you basically had 25 people on. Yeah, it was Wednesday morning, just looking at lined up to pay, and my wife and I were like, we're sick of this bullshit. So we called the front desk, and they had the ripe old idea to actually open the gate without people paying. But it kind of sucked for us because we already paid. I mean, we did the right thing, which is fine. But I don't know. I mean, the Marriott, they need to get that parking system back. Get it together. Also, no, I mean, but I do have to give it. I have to give them credit on at least the hotel bar was open until 12 o'clock. Unlike the DoubleTree where I stayed at, was closed at freaking 10. I mean, that was an MVP move. There wasn't too many people at that bar, but what are you gonna do? I mean, I stopped staying at a Marriott. I really wouldn't want to ring in, a Marriott, ring in the new year at a Marriott bar with 4 people. Bartender was he was a good soul. I didn't really understand the proportions of, alcohol or mix ratio, but hey, that's all right. We all made out in the end. Celtics had a great win against the, what's it called? The Raptors. Yeah, they killed them by 54. That was good. It was a good start for the Celtics. They're really playing well. The Bruins, well, they've had better. They played better. They had a bad loss to the Caps, and then they had another loss, and they can't really seem to get it together. I guess this Spaces development, I appreciate. I just want to say, like, I caught faxes face to fax, and I appreciate the apology fax, but we can. This issue, what happened on that Spaces probably 4 weeks ago, now can officially die, and no one needs to bring it up again. I'm glad you apologized to everyone. That's great, but it's over. This thing is getting older than my gray hairs in my head. So, what are you gonna do? Let's all move on. All right. What else is going on? So, in addition to buffoonery by Quincy Marriott, we also had some buffoonery by some wonk at Alba. Alba is really not lit that dim. You can really see your bill like very, very easily. I saw a guy take out a cell phone and light up the bill so he could like read it, which was really interesting. He looked about my age. I didn't really get the whole thing with that. I mean, what are you gonna do? And shout out to MVP goes to my daughter, because she was good for my mother-in-law. So that was great. We got home and Toya was watching Coco, having a good time, eating some ice cream. It's like 12 o'clock. So yeah, she did a good job. I kind of just want to address the best of controversy. Just give it to Confused Duck like Kirk did today. There's nothing wrong with Andrew Augustus, but I just think we need to stop playing these games. This has been a bit for like 2 years now. So, yeah, I mean, I think we just give it a Confused Duck. He'll do an MVP performance, which he's already won that award, and that's really it, I mean, and if you haven't watched his, wrap-up show or whatever you want to call it of 2024, it's definitely worth a listen. It's great, NFL thoughts. Wow, the Chiefs unfortunately are in the driver's seat to win again, which sucks. It's not that I don't respect Patrick Mahomes, but I don't know, just kind of sick of the Chiefs. I mean, the NFC West is wide open, to say the least. NFC West. I mean, just the NFC conference. Jesus Christ. Well, apparently, I'm not over New Year's yet. Whoops. Yeah, I mean, in between, Detroit, Vikings, Green Bay, they're, playing really great. So, see what happens. Spaces. I appreciate everyone who came out on Monday. That was a fun one. And also everyone who came out for Danny and Bill Rickos. I guess the one thing I just, I will say is, hey, just, don't talk so much. I mean, not to people, but just in general. If it feels like you're, talking over everybody, you probably are, And I love the participants, Dan, Dawn the Jeweler, and everyone else who enjoys the Robbie V Spaces. There'll be another space at probably 10 o'clock this week. There's really not much going on. I mean, this week, like besides college basketball, NBA, and NHL and whatnot. But there's no college football playoff games, which is kind of a bummer. I don't know if they did that right. I actually do like I do like the new system, but I don't think it should be 12. I think it should be kind of 8. But whatever it is. So, what are you going to do? I was mad, though, that Oregon lost to Ohio State. I really did want Ohio State to lose in Oregon just because they've been such a good story all year. And they're a team that's just kind of snake bit in the championship. They just can't get it done. It's unfortunate, but it's life. Also, in other news, I might be bowling with a new bowling team, so it's good. I got, but I mean, keep it on the hush hush. Well, you guys don't know where I well, because hey, we got to ring in the new year. You got to change it up, So, what's going on? All right, just kind of going down the slate here. I mean, I wouldn't be running to the window to bet the Ravens versus the Browns. I mean, the Ravens are favored by 20. That's just kind of borderline insanity. Bailey Zappi, though, is starting the game. I mean, I think the Browns are just a disgrace of an organization right now. And it pains me to say that because I really do. I love the fans and whatnot, but they deserve so much better than they're getting. And the thing of deciding Deshaun Watson, who's completely blown up in their face. And then this bullshit about just the team they just can't get out of their own way. I mean, I don't understand why they gave him that contract, but honestly, that's just so much water under the bridge or over the dam, whatever saying you prefer. What are you gonna do? The Patriots are playing the Bills. Bills will probably still win. The Pac's playing the Bears. They're favored by 10. That's pretty stiff. It's a lot. The Eagles are playing the Giants, so I don't know. I think it's kind of weird that Saquon Barkley is not going to be going after the record against the Giants. I understand you want to save him to the playoffs, but chances are you'll never be able to do that again. I mean, and just have like a unique year, such as Saquon has had, and I think he deserves the right to do that. I mean, it's kind of dope of the day for the Eagles organization to not play him, which kind of Sirianni and whatnot and Laurie. I don't know. I mean, there's more to life than I don't know. Just better things. You can only make records so many times, so this is the golden opportunity for him to do it. So why not do it? Plus, the Giants are just going to stack the line. If the Giants don't want him to do it, they'll just stack the line with 10 people and just lose like 70-7 or something. Whatever. Shedeur Sanders, he's dope of the day because he, I guess like him and somebody else were celebrating after they're getting their ass beat by BYU. That was just awful. I mean, most of the college bowl games haven't been that great this year. I don't know. I mean, but college basketball is right around the corner. So what are you gonna do? And my thoughts on the network merger is I want the network to, if the networks want to merge, we need to come to an applicable decision, amicable decision, for both parties are satisfied and everything. The networks need to come together. We need to ask ourselves, what the fuck are we doing here with two rival networks? We need to merge, come to a good agreement, and the bullshitness and wonkiness and just tomfoolery and buffoonery. It needs to stop. All right, so I gave you 2 locks of the week, and then I'll give you another one on Friday at 4. Well, this is actually going to air after Friday at 4. So I'll give you another one on Saturday, college basketball related, and then we'll go from there. This is the Robbie. And Space is at 10 o'clock on Twitter. So if it might start a little bit before 10. I mean, who knows? This is Robbie V, coming from an undisclosed location in Poland, signing off. Thank you.